Hello everyone, so welcome to today's video. We are talking favorites. This one was very difficult for me to narrow it down because I literally have so many good things to share with you that if I wanted to talk about every single thing, I'd be having the hardest time narrowing it down, first of all. Second of all, I'd be posting favorite videos every single week just so that I can share with you guys all the stuff because I have so many good things to share with you. So I had a hard time narrowing it down. I had multiples in each category and I was like, that's a little much. That would be like a 5-hour video. Nobody's got time for that. So I had to kind of narrow it down. And so the rest of the products, I'm going to have to share it with you in a separate favorites video. I just truly love these products. I'm wearing a lot of them today so that you can see them. I did not do a tutorial or demo of these products as I've done before. If you would like to see that, let me know and I can definitely film that for you using these products. First product is the Colorscience Sunforgettable Face Shield Flex. This is a tinted version of their normal SPFs. So the ones that say Flex right across that look like this are going to have a skin tone. So this one is for fair skin tones and it comes off white, and when you blend it in, because it is pigmented and it has a tint to it, there are what they call tone adapting pigments in the product itself. So it looks white, but as you blend it in, it actually takes on the tone of a skin tone, which is great because nobody wants to have that white cast, which is one of the things that is common with SPFs. When you put them on, they leave a white cast. If you're putting on makeup and foundation over the top, it may not be that big of a deal. However, if you're using it on its own, you may still see that and it could bother you. So for me, it's one of those things where I don't like that look, and this does not do that. It gives me the protection that I need with SPF 50, and it's a mineral-based SPF, which is also another big bonus. And it also gives me a little bit of coverage. So on vacation, like I said, the simplest routine as possible is best, and I've talked about that so many times in previous videos. I don't like spending an hour on my makeup when I'm on vacation. The quicker I can get ready, the sooner I can get to whatever I have planned for the day with my family and maximize my time wherever I'm visiting. So this came in handy with another product that I'm going to share with you, but this is something that just kind of takes care of a couple different things for me, and I absolutely love it, and it's a great brand. Colorscience is a very well-known brand amongst dermatologists, and you will see it sold in dermatology clinics and anywhere that carries medical grade skincare, which is usually like a doctor's office. You will see Colorscience SPF there. So Flex is the tinted versions. Okay, next product. I have two to share with you that kind of fall in line with foundations, making my routine pretty simple. The first one is the Rosy Ink, the Skin Enhanced Luminous Tinted Serum. Looks like this. I have it in the shade 20, and this has a clear base, but there are pigments suspended within that base, microencapsulated pigments that when you blend this in, you break up those pigments, and that's what gives you the skin tone. There are several shades to choose from, and I feel like shade 20 is really good match for me. And I like the frosted plastic component that feels very luxurious, but I also like the fact that I can see this product as it's moving up so that I know when it's time to start refilling or thinking about adding this to my next Sephora order. This one was something that really surprised me because I honestly expected this to look like nothing on the skin and for me to feel like I just wasted 50 bucks, but it honestly has more coverage than I was expecting. I would say it's a light coverage. I could kind of build this to medium just because my skin is in a good place where I don't have a lot of redness, a lot of blemishes, a lot of age spots, hyperpigmentation. I do have a little bit of melasma that started to show up, which is pregnancy induced. But this is a product that I use today, almost kind of like a priming step. I use it normally on its own, and it really does make my routine pretty simple. I use 3 to 4 pumps when I'm wearing this just by itself with bronzer, blush, and highlight and everything else around my eyes. And when I'm using it like I did today as a base to my foundation, I will use 2 pumps, maybe 3. And you can see how it comes out with the little specks of pigment in the clear serum. And once you start blending this in, it actually does sort of tone down redness, evens out the skin tone. So if you're looking for a very simplistic product that you can use very quickly for summertime or even as a priming base so that you pull back from the amount of foundation that you're using, this is a great one to try, and I do recommend it. I absolutely love it, more so than I expected. And today, I mix it with my Charlotte Beautiful Skin Foundation. I wear the shade 2 Neutral. I will list every product and shade names down below in the description box. But this is something I've talked about before as well. It's one of my favorites. I find myself mixing this into any other foundation that I'm going to use. I like to mix different ones just because I have quite a few in my collection that I want to use, and I can't put one on, a couple hours later, take everything off, start over. So I'm like, well, let's just mix them all so I can use them all. And I've used this on its own or mixed with other things, and I feel like it's a really nice, beautiful look to the skin. It evens everything out. I can get a good medium coverage out of this, and I would say about a pump or so is what I use. If I'm using it like over this or mixing with something else, I tend to pull back maybe half a pump or just a little bit just to kind of mix it in with something else. Today I did a full pump over the Rosy Ink, and it gave me pretty darn close to full coverage, I would say. Very minimal concealer under the eyes, but I saw my bathroom scared me. Very minimal amount of foundation to give me that really good coverage because I'm mixing both of them together, so I feel like these two together are just perfect. I've got a couple drugstore products to share with you. I use a lot of high-end. It's just what I'm into. I like spending money on products that are really great quality, but the drugstore does have their hidden gems, products that really do make the skin look better and really do perform just as well as the high ends. So it's just kind of like a trial and error with the drugstore. So I have two products. One is from a brand that I've used over the years. It's the Maybelline Eraser. This is the brightener, which is the pink tone. I used to use a fair concealer in this line, which I think I might pick up eventually. I remember going through these and loving it, feeling like it's one of the best concealers that you can find at the drugstore. And for the price point, it's great. I chose to go with the pink shade just because it's more of like a brightening that I could do on its own, which is what I did today, or use it as a step to kind of brighten under the eyes and then go over it with a little bit of concealer. And I've honestly been reaching for the NYX Bear With Me concealer. It's a serum concealer. I bought it in the shade Light. It was the lightest tone that I could find at my local Target, and when I brought it home, I thought this just looks too dark. Like, it's just not going to be the right tone for my skin. I am pretty fair. I would have purchased a fair tone if Target had it. I think Ulta does, or maybe online. There is a shade lighter than this, but this honestly is a good match. Like, it does cover and it also brightens, even though it looks kind of dark in the tube. And I love the way this goes on. It blends smoothly. This I took with me on vacation with my tinted SPF, so I started with this. And I used the NYX Bear With Me under the eyes, and whatever I had left over in the back of my hand, I just kind of dotted it over specific areas that I wanted more coverage. And that's it. No foundation, no powders, nothing else, and it was beautiful. They work great together, but the concealer itself has really great coverage. It looks great. So I don't know if you've ever tried a concealer that you put it on, it looks great, you set it, and it's fantastic, and then 5 hours later, you look like you aged 40 years under the eyes. That's happened to me before. It's not a good sign for a concealer. It's not a good sign for that formula either. And I can tell you, when you apply this, it looks just as good when you apply it to when you take your makeup off. And that is why I like it, and I think it's worth it. I think it's, what, 10, maybe 11 bucks at Ulta, and it's actually a very good concealer. Very, very surprising with that one. Okay, so my other drugstore product, my last drugstore product that I have to talk about is the NYX Thick It Stick It. I ordered this probably 2 months ago, maybe at this point, and I had a little bit of a trial and error with this thing because it has a very good hold. And I have it in the shade Brunette. I have it on today over my Charlotte Tilbury brow pencil. And it's a thickening brow mascara, is what it says on the back. You will see the little fibers in this product. It's got a pretty big applicator, I would say, for a tinted product like this, but you can see the little fibers. I do feel like the shade is just a little bit more warm than I probably would have preferred. However, when I couple this with other brow products that I have, it actually works. The hold is great. It thickens the brows. It fluffs them up. My brows are pretty sparse, very thin, and so using this helps kind of thicken them, make them appear thicker, but it also has a very good hold. And so I would use this on its own, and I have, and it's fine for like very minimal no makeup because there's a little bit of a tint. But I do like using this over a brow product, whether it's a powder or a pencil. I feel like this is best as a last step, because the first time I used it, I put this on first to see how much pigment I was getting, and I was like, okay, that's good. But I have a few little spots that I want a little extra. And so when I went over it with a pencil, my brow hairs didn't move. Like, it was difficult to fill in those spots. So lesson learned, pencil first, or dip brow first, powder first, then this as a last finishing step. And it's great. It's honestly one of the better tinted brow products that I've used. And I've used many, and this one is great. Okay, I have 4 more things to share with you. My only eye product for eyeshadow is a cream shadow stick. This is the Bobbi Brown one. I'm wearing it today. This is the shade called Golden Bronze. And let me tell you, I took Dusty Mauve with me on vacation. That's all I used. It is such a great formula. They're incredibly rich, pigmented. If you get the shimmery ones, which the Golden Bronze is, they do have matte versions that you can use for the crease, for liner, as a base for other eyeshadows. Once you apply this and you blend it, they do not budge. They don't crease, they don't flake, they don't smudge, they don't just disappear and migrate off the eye, because that can happen with cream shadows. These are truly such a great formula. I love the whole component of it being in a stick form. It makes it even easier to apply. I literally scribble this on my eye, blend it with my finger or a brush, and I'm done. And it's the most simple one shadow look that packs a punch. And I think the reason why it does that, specifically with this shade, the Golden Bronze, is because there is some depth to it. As you can see, it makes the eyes look dark and kind of smoky, but not too dark. It doesn't close off the eye. It doesn't look like a, I guess, a nighttime look for daytime. Although you could do a dark smoky eye during the daytime. That's not what I'm saying. It just adds that amount of depth and smokiness without being too dark, without being crazy, without it making your eyes look smaller. There's just something about it. Plus, the amount of shimmer that's in this, it's absolutely beautiful. It is one of my favorites, and this is a shade that I had been wanting to try for a while. When I ordered the Dusty Mauve shade, I had this in my cart, and I was like, no, I'm just going to buy one. It's just going to be good. Stick with just one, and it's been on the back of my mind and on my list of things to purchase and try again. And I thought, you know what, I'm just going to buy it. I'm going to order it, and I'm so glad that I got it. But also kind of like, why did it take me so long? It's just, honestly, I have to reposition my leg. I fell asleep. It's such a good formula, and it makes getting ready so easy. And I'm anticipating using this a lot once I have my new baby, because I'm not going to have time to do full-on makeup looks, take an hour to do my makeup. I'm enjoying doing my makeup every single day now because I've been able to find a way to make it work with my 3 kids now. But with a newborn added to the mix, I need things that are going to be quick and easy, and this is going to be it for me. Honestly, order it, try it, and thank me later, because it's really that great. I have a contour product. This is the iconic London Precision Pot Duos in the shade Light Shadow, which is what works with my fair skin. It's a little pot, and when you open the top part, it's a powder, and it has a bit of a kind of satiny finish to it, so it's not flat and chalky looking, and it's a little bit on the cooler side, which is why I use it for contour. But the bottom portion of it is a cream contour. If I can open it to show you. I feel like these are absolutely worth every single penny, and as you can see, my product is quite dirty. I didn't clean it off or anything like that before filming, and I use my Say brush, which I will list down below, which is great for applying this product. And I think it does add a bit of shadow, which is what you want when you contour with something a bit cooler, but it also looks very natural. There are some sort of contouring shades that are so gray and so cool tone that if you do too much, it can look a little obvious. Like, the formula has to be right. The balance of that undertone has to be just right for it to be used as a contour. And this one specifically, I feel like is truly a great formula. It's easy to work with, it's blendable, it's smooth, it's just like, it's everything. And today I use this over my Rare Beauty bronzing stick, which I honestly should have brought in here to show it to you because it's amazing. And I feel like that product specifically is such a great cream bronzer in a stick form, so it's super easy to apply, but I blended this over it to kind of create contour, and then I went with the powder that's on top, and it's just like a beautiful contour look without it being super obvious, and I love it. It's great. The formula is worth every penny, and you can get it online. I think I ordered mine through Ulta, and I think Sephora also carries Iconic London products too, so I think it's definitely worth the price point. I have a highlight to show you that is a super OG product. It is the MAC Soft and Gentle. I have been using this almost every single day. I have to tell myself, no, you got to use something else. No, let's try something else. Let's use this instead. You haven't used this in a week, or it's been a few weeks since you used this one, because this has been just one that I have been wanting to use constantly every single day. I'm wearing it today, giving me that glow. It's such a pretty product, and the base color of it is a champagne, but then you do see a little bit of gold veining through it, so it gives you that pretty kind of glow that you're seeing here on camera. I hope my camera is doing this justice because this is so beautiful, and it is one of the products they've been making for years and years and years. They've been making this for a lot longer than I probably had my channel. Like, it's seriously one of the best products. It is worth every single penny, and I use a big fluffy brush to apply it, and it just gives such a pretty glow. And it's like I said, I want to use this every single day, and if I had no other highlights in my collection except for this, I'd be happy because it's such a good formula. It's got incredible payoff, and it looks beautiful, and it doesn't accentuate and make that area look textured, because sometimes I do have texture here, and I do think it's pregnancy related, but it is a thing I have to deal with, and I have to adjust things. And if you have dryness, if you have texture, you change your routine a little bit to kind of sort of hide that. You try to do other things with your skincare to kind of, you know, erase the whole look of the texture and minimize the pores and get rid of the flakes and make that disappear like it wasn't even there. But sometimes even doing that, you still have some texture, and certain products like highlighters can accentuate that. And so when you find one that is great, whether it's a powder or a cream liquid that doesn't accentuate that but packs that punch, it's great. And this is it for me. Okay, so my last product is my One Size palette. This is the Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio. I'm wearing this today in the shade called Very That. It's the only one that I have from this collection, and I absolutely like the whole component because it houses 3 different formulas. I'll hold it upside down to show you. Close the flap. It houses 3 different formulas in here. So you have a cream, a powder, and a shimmer that you can use on top as a topper or as a highlighter. For me personally, that highlight shade in here is a little too peachy and warm, so you'll see that, like a stripe of that on the tops of my cheekbones, so I use that as a topper for the blush. So today I took the cream and then I took a little bit of the powder over the top. Now, what makes this great is that this product has a clear window to cover up the cream, and you don't find a lot of products that do that. You see a lot of products on the market that have a cream and a powder, but there's no cover for that cream. So when you're blending into that powder, your kick up is going into the creams, and you will see those specks in your cream product, and over time that can change the formula because you're adding a powder into the cream. So I like the fact that they thought of that and put a clear window to cover that, so you can still see the color, but it also protects it from the powder flying into the product. The mirror is a great size. If you took this on travel, you'd be set because you can honestly hold it at a distance and see your entire face while you're doing your makeup. The colors are pigmented, they're rich and very smooth, easy to work with, and they last all day. So they do have a couple different options in this range that I feel like everybody can find something that they like. This one in the shade Very That, I feel like is a really good sort of like everyday kind of color, which is why I like it and why I reach for it often. That is it. That is all of the products that I brought with me here today to show you, and all of my favorites for you to kind of try, and I hope that you found something that you would like to try in this video. Share with me your favorites in the comments section. I always love hearing back from you guys, and just give my video a thumbs up as well if you enjoy it. So that way I know you like this video. It helps out my channel, helps the growth of my channel, and helps me know what you are interested in watching. So thank you so much for being here. Check out the description box. I will have everything listed for you below, including the shades that I use in each of these products. And if you try them, let me know as well in the comments. I hope to hear from you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.